Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well on this, what day is it? Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. I hope you've had an amazing weekend. You look amazing, by the way, so you must have. You must have. Tell me all about it downstairs. Downstairs. Down in the comments. Tell me what you've been doing this weekend down in the comments. Let's hope the rest of this video goes better than the intro, shall we? Anyway, some of you have reached out, a lot of you have reached out regarding a channel. We know what you did. And specifically a video that was done around 5 days ago. So I thought, you know what, I wasn't going to do a video on, so I was going to give you a day off. But since so many people reached out and said, check this out, you need to check this out, Ash. You need to check it because I think you're going to find this very, very interesting. So I thought I'd give you my thoughts and feelings on it, because that's what it's all about on this channel, sharing our thoughts and feelings and ideas, speculation, spitballing. So if you like that sort of thing and you're not subscribed, why not? Because you're going to get that in doses every day here. So anyway, what do I think to it? Right. So first of all, I'd like to say that there is some elements of that video, not many, but there are elements of it that are interesting. They're interesting. And the bit in particular I found interesting was the fact that the Moscow PD tip line, it was kind of insinuated in this video that that tip line was potentially set up in order for Moscow PD to establish exactly what was known and by whom. And I think that that's actually a really valid point. I do feel that there's no better way of finding out in an area who knows what than setting up a tip line that gives everyone carte blanche to ring them up, text them, email them, whatever, and say, look, this is what we know, this is what we saw. So if they already know what happened, or they've got an inkling, or they've perhaps been tipped off, that they can, again, establish exactly who knows what, why and when and whatever. And then they can do what they need to do to dot their I's and cross their T's. Because, look, until I see more evidence, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist, I'm just saying I ain't seen it yet. But until I absolutely 100% undeniably see enough proof and evidence that convicts BK, that's Brian Kohberger, of this crime, beyond a reasonable doubt, so I can look and think, do you know what? Fuck, he did it. He did it. He still deserves the benefit of the doubt, however, I will say that. So all of you people out there who have him burned at the stake already, it don't make you right, it don't make us wrong, because there are ways in which we should behave and ways in which we should act to be proper people, not wankers. So you have to sort of establish whether you're a wanker or whether you're a proper person, you're a proper decent person who believes in the constitutional rights of your people over in the US. And regardless of, personal thoughts and feelings, you still are of a mindset, do you know what? I might feel a certain way, but I appreciate that this person has to go through due process. That's all it's about. But anyway, until I see all this aforementioned evidence and proof and beyond a reasonable doubt stuff, I do have to consider that in Moscow, Idaho, there was potentially reasonings that would force Moscow PD to act swiftly, perhaps without due diligence. We already know that they perhaps weren't gauged in a manner which would have suited them in this crime in order to deal with it. I know very quickly they got the FBI involved, but what did they tell the FBI? Did they already tell the FBI, this is what we know, this is what we've been told, and did they kind of set the stage and the FBI ran with that? At the end of the day, I spoke the other day about Brian Kohberger had a conversation with Moscow PD, and it would appear that this conversation would then lead to him, I feel, potentially screwing himself by discussing what his alibi or lack thereof was. And I'm going to do another video tomorrow that touches on alibis and the fact that, actually, when it comes to alibis, who truly had an alibi? Did anyone? But anyway, let's get back onto this video, because that is where my positive statements regarding this video that you guys reached out to me about starts and stops. I believe that's a valid point. Moscow PD obtaining information on who knew what, so they could control what they needed to control. And, the rest is history. But this video descends into oblivion after that. In my opinion, only in my opinion, and my opinion is just my opinion. It's not saying that anything is factual. I'm not saying that the video is incorrect. I'm just discussing my interpretation of what I saw and what the text was trying to tell me. And for me, I felt that the text didn't match what I was seeing. For instance, and I won't touch on the whole thing. I've put on the screen who the channel is and what the video is. I'm not including a link because it's the weekend and I can't be bothered. But you can find it if you just put the channel name. And it was the video that I showed on screen. But look, so it talks about someone holding something in the car. They're in the car, they got this, and they've got this, and they try to claim that that's a weapon. It's a knife. It fucking well ain't. I can tell you that beyond a reasonable doubt that person is not carrying a knife in their hand. It isn't. We're also led to believe that there's potentially a dead dog in the video. I can't see that. I can't see it at all. I can see what appears to be blobs. And nobody can tell me that under a blob is a certain thing. What I want to see is the certain thing, not a blob with writing telling me that under the blob is a certain thing. It goes on to say that there is what they feel appears to be a dead body in the road. Again, hidden under a blob of light. A blob of light that apparently if you adjust the blobbiness of the blob, you can see. I failed to be able to see that. And what you're actually seeing when you see this lit up blob in this footage is the camera overexposing a source of light. So there would be a reflection there and the camera is overexposing. So it could, in fact, have been a puddle, for instance. If it was a wet night and there was, water on the road or a reflective moonlight shining onto a puddle or something like that, you would get the same effect. I'm not saying that's what it is, by the way. I'm just saying that you would see the same effect. Artifacting in video in real poor light with a real poor quality camera and seeing that overexposure of elements within the frame is not indicative of there definitely being dead dogs and bodies laying all over the road. The same which can be said with there's apparently shoots that come down from houses and bodies are being transported through the woods by groups of people. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. I just can't see it. I personally can't see it. Now, it might be because I am older and my eyes are perhaps not as good as they used to be, and perhaps I just can't see it, but no, I struggle with it. But let me know down below what you think, and let me know what your thoughts and feelings are around this video. Again, I know what you did. There's a video from about 5 days ago, and I showed on screen the video and the channel. There is no link because I'm not adding one, because I offer absolutely no credence to the vast majority of it. But I'm not saying that there isn't any credence. I'm just saying I'm not personally want to connect my channel with that video in a manner that I look like I'm supportive of what is said in it. The only thing that I felt offers some, possibility is Moscow PD and the tip line. But anyway, I hope you have had an absolute amazing weekend, and I hope you continue to have an amazing day today. Tomorrow's back to normal, isn't it? Monday. Until then, I'm off. I have things to do. Take care and stay amazing.